Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast, number 141. My name's Coach Brad, and I'm here with the core team. Your host tonight, as always, our wonderful leader, Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Brad. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. And what a great day it is. Tuesday, we're at podcast number 141. Time does fly, and it goes by so easy as we're smooth sailing, as we understand that everyone here is just growing. Just about everybody got their ROI, and we have a lot of new investors that are on their journey to their first ROI. But in DMs with a lot of investors, and they're talking to us and they're showing us how well they are doing. I'm even hearing some people say, I wish I would have invested more, because these printers, they are just going off. And the growth is continuing. 3,885. We're just about to hit the 3,900 vault accounts. And after that, well, folks, 4,000 is next. Great growth, only, a little bit over 3 months out of the gate, and ARK has really set the bar high. And with that, we've been telling everyone, pretty soon there's going to be a DAO vote. Our utilities are going to be coming out, that external revenue that everybody wants to see and everybody wants to benefit from. They want that coming back here to the ILC. The legacy investors are partners in everything that ARK does. They want to see returns coming. I mean, they've been seeing massive returns already on their legacy NFTs, the ROI dApps, the foundation. Everything is printing, and in a wonderful way. Today, we are seeing the Spark price pull at 323.42 ARK, and that's a street value, my friends, of 1,846.73 BUSD. So far, 19,748.11 ARK has been paid out to the past 91 Spark winners, putting them into Nitro mode. That is a street value of $112,761.71. That's massive. Legacy NFT holders have already been paid cash over $100,000 of BUSD directly into their wallets for spending, compounding, upgrading their NFTs. I mean, folks, it's a beautiful thing any which way you look at it. Thank you all for being here. Let's check in with Brett, see what's happening, the updates. I know the man's been working like a 2-ton man, top of a tuna fish can, trying to break through, get those marketing funnels, get these products and utilities on the rails. How are you today, sir?
Hey, Alice, can you hear me okay?
Perfect. Go right ahead, sir.
Great. Yeah, I had to restart my phone there. It was giving me some problems, but I'm glad you can hear me. Yeah, I think I would be safe to say we had some really good breakthrough meetings today. Certain points in projects where you've got things lined up, and we've been doing the background work with the contracts and moving things to the front end. And we obviously have a lot of things going and converging, into the same kind of funnel, so we have resource constraints. We have a big team, but we have a lot to do. And so today's meeting was a great breakthrough. And I think we're on a very short path to having all of these real world utilities come to fruition. We were able to relieve some bottlenecks, and I think increase some communication. And so we're going to get ready to publish the roadmap. We had to wait to see. There was a couple pieces to the puzzle that needed to come together, and I think we got those out of the way today. So I'm working on getting the roadmap finalized. So that'll be, I would say, a medium-term roadmap that will get us through the next 6 months or so, include the utilities, the external revenues, the gold-backed stablecoin we've been talking about, a migration to a new layer 1 that's been in the cards, but we haven't selected yet. So those things will be out a little further and less defined, but I could say that we'll have at least 3, maybe 4 new products within the next 6 weeks, would be a safe guess. And then moving into the next phase, which would be the gold-back stablecoin, in addition to some other tools that will allow us to on and off ramp that in an easier way. And the new layer 1, which will be decided probably around that same time. So yeah, lots happening, lots coming together. And I feel really confident that we can start to communicate these things with, near-term visibility and, putting things into people's hands that they can see and touch and, not just talk. We don't like to do that here, but a lot of other projects, they throw stuff out there and don't have things figured out and sort of, wing it or fake it till they make it. And, we're just not that type of team. We like to have, a lot of things in place and a high level of confidence to be able to communicate things and put them into reality and get them into investors' hands and start making money with them, as well as bringing revenue back to the project. So that's what this next phase is going to be all about, is those utilities and external revenues. And then further down the line, some of the things we've been talking about as far as just, hedging against markets and putting us in a more secure position to have a very, very long-term sustainable project for all the investors that are here. So yeah, great things and lots of progress, and we're looking forward to communicating all these things in the coming weeks.
Absolutely. Great days ahead. Very exciting days ahead. And, the whole narrative, everything that's happening, Brett, in the real world, and all the banking stuff that we're looking at, it seems like there's just a full blanket of, hey, nobody's going to fail here. And that's a great thing. But everything has a price. And even though the funds might be FDIC insured, and they're not going to let the banksters fail, there is that invisible tax where every dollar in every account is at stake and it's losing its value. We've been talking about this how long? Cannibalizing, every single day. I think that's one of the terms we use here a lot. Is that correct, Coach Brad? We talk about the decaying, the cannibalizing every single day. How many times have you heard me talk about that?
Oh, fiat decaying in your bank, doing nothing for you, near enough every day for 141 days.
We've been saying that, Brett, since we're talking months before pre-launch. And,
it's kind of the basis, sort of the basis for launching and building in the bear, really. I mean, it was the call to action that we all needed and the confidence to move forward. The sense of urgency was, we just didn't know how soon. I guess most people, the mechanisms are there. We just don't know the complete timeline. And so why wait? Now is the time to keep building and moving forward and setting ourselves up with a diverse, investment portfolio and at least some choices down the road. And if we don't have those, then we're sort of just sitting ducks. So yeah, this whole thing was built on that premise.
And we didn't know when. You hit it right there on the head. We didn't know when. I mean, we knew it was happening. This is not a secret. I mean, inflation has just, really, with the whole printout of the COVID, steamy checks. That was the writing on the wall. But then it's like, okay, this is going to snowball, but when and how slow? And the way it's gone, it's so fast. It's like almost all happening at once. And, you and I, Brad, we've had some conversations through the past couple of days, and it's almost to the type of people that wouldn't even consider DeFi or high yield or anything, related to gold and tokenized assets and the beauty of trustless contracts. All of a sudden, their attention is like, please talk to me. Tell me more. How do I get involved? What do I have to do? And, we say it here all the time. It's we couldn't have written a better narrative for for this project in ARK and for this community. And, we're spoiled to have DeFi in our lives, but there's so many people that just don't even know. And now they want to hear, now they want to listen, now they want to go to the Zoom calls and the seminars. Now they want to, download that MetaMask because they understand what's at stake is everything, their whole future, their savings. And it's almost like the more they have, the more they want to listen. Broke people are kind of used to it and they're, hey, it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, the burger that costs, $2.50 now costs $9.50. They're feeling it. They're complaining. They're living, paycheck to paycheck or, unemployment stimmy to unemployment stimmy. So I find they're not as motivated as some of these people that we're talking to that are worried about losing everything they've spent their whole life and career to make. Just seeing it fall apart. It's serious business, folks. And we take it with a lot of responsibility. So with that, Coach Brad, let's do some all aboard. Let's see what the Dapper Dawn has dropped for the ARK community.
Yes, sir. So before we get into that, just want to remind everybody about the sweep widget. It is in the main chat, in the announcement channel, and in the pinned messages every single day. Quick and easy to interact with, takes 2 to 3 minutes of your time. You get entered on a daily draw to win between 50 to 100 BUSD worth of ARK. All you have to do is log into the sweep widget, follow the tasks. The task might be to subscribe to a YouTube channel. The task will take you directly to the piece of content in question. You press the subscribe button, come back, enter your name, and move on. The only thing that you need to do to be eligible is a active Vault account with the minimum deposit, and to complete all of the daily tasks on each said day. It helps you you're entered for the daily draw. It helps the content creators, pushing the algorithm for them, and it helps everybody else here on the ARK, as we are a community-driven project and we all grow together. So we do ask, please interact with that if you haven't already. Thank you very much. I don't know too much about today's guest. I've just found him for the first time on YouTube. I watched some of his content. I watched his ARK video. It is very good, very clear, very concise, great style, high quality video. Really looking forward to showing everybody the Dapper Don. So some of you may already be familiar with him, the first to myself, but I will share the screen and we will discuss. Sorry, I had this. What is that?
Coach Brad, he's a help.
No, sir. Everything's ready to go. I had it preloaded on my phone, but then I realised that didn't go too well yesterday, so I quickly switched over. Can you see my screen? Yep.
There we go. Great.
All ready to go.
Thank you, sir.
Yo, it's the Dapper Don. Welcome back to the channel. First things first, this is not financial advice.
Can you turn it up, please?
Put money into
Yes, sir.
projects that you are not willing to lose. With that being said, I wanted to go ahead and do an update on ARK Finance. This is a fairly new project. It launched back in December, and it has been doing very well. I told you all that I was going to start covering this project more. And I think it's a good time too, because this project has been doing a very well job, and they've learned a lot from a lot of these past projects, implemented in the good, took out the bad, and innovated and brought some new things that I think make this project very exciting for the future. So the first thing I wanted to do was go ahead and show you the ARK Finance price chart for their token ARK, right? And if we look at the price, we can see that the price has been very stable since around mid-January at this $5.71 range. And when you look at that, it probably makes you think of the LMS that we've seen in some of the past projects that were released, and we've seen how that worked out. However, this is different from the LMS, okay? They actually have their price stability, which is different from how an LMS works. They actually call it the Intelligent Liquidity Controller. The ILC will maintain a dynamic price range for the Arkfi token that fluctuates based on supply and demand. However, the volatility in price will be greatly reduced. The ILC does not create a peg or fixed price, and the price will go up and down over time based on market conditions and demand for participation in the ARK Vault. So when we see this price, it reminds us of the charts we've seen that had a liquidity management system, but this isn't quite a liquidity management system. The price isn't pegged to $5.71. It's just to allow the price to be more stable, but it can fluctuate. It can go up and down over time. Okay, so that's something to pay attention to. But as of right now, the price has been very stable at $5.71. So when you enter the Arkfi dApp, this is the homepage you will land on. From here, you can go ahead and click on connect and connect your wallet that is compatible with this dApp. Of course, again, remember, this is on the Binance Smart Chain, and this is going to show you the overall stats of the project, the Arkfi price, which is sitting at $5.72. There's 824,000 in liquidity. There's 3,643 total Vault accounts. There's a market cap of 4.6 million, and there's $476,000 in their ILC reserves, right? And then here you see this Spark prize pool. So this is something really cool. People have the opportunity to win this Spark prize pool every single day. They've been paying out. They've paid out 80 Spark winners since launch, and they've paid out a total of 15,832 ARK tokens. So that is insane. So every single day you have the opportunity to win this. But in order to have the opportunity to win this, you have to either have a certain amount invested here in the foundation, or you have to own a legacy NFT. Okay, I'm not going to go into all the details of this right now. Maybe I'll do a video on it later, and you can see the most recent one that was paid out on March 8th was 365 ARK tokens. So that is a big amount, and I'm sure anybody would be glad to go ahead and win that Spark prize pool. So next up, we have the swap page. I'll go ahead and click on that. And from here, this is going to be your basic swap. This is where you would enter into the project. If you want to get into the ARK Vault and buy some Arkfi tokens, you would come to the swap page. And from here, you connect your wallet. You have your BUSD ready on the Binance Smart Chain Network. You make sure that the buy tab is clicked, and you put in here however much BUSD you want to put in, and then that will show you how many Arkfi tokens that you will receive. And then you can put in your referrer here, right? So if you want to join a team, if you want to qualify for airdrops and stuff like that, then you can go ahead and put a referral address here. I will have my referral address in the description if you are interested, but if you have a friend or anything like that, you can use theirs as well. But that option is available when you go to buy, your Arkfi token. Then there's the option to sell. If you click on the sell tab here, then when you go ahead and you claim in the ARK Vault or whatever it is that you're doing with your Arkfi tokens, once you have those, you can go ahead and put in the amount that you want to sell, and it'll show you in BUSD. You click that, submit it, and it goes through, right? So that is the swap. And then here we click on the Vault tab. This is going to be the main aspect of the project that you're going to want to pay very much attention to. Like we said before, the net deposit value and this CWR. This will show you your daily rewards. So You start off at, basically 2%, but you could drop all the way to 0.5% depending on, your net deposit value and your CWR. We'll go a little bit more in detail there in a second. This is your rewards timer. So remember, every 24 hours, you have the ability to compound, withdraw, or do an airdrop. However, once that 24-hour rewards timer reaches 0, you will not accumulate any more rewards until you either compound, withdraw, or do an airdrop. Now, they have here what's called the allocation. So you can set up a certain allocation for how much percentage you want to compound or withdraw or airdrop, and you can basically click on change allocation, and they have these presets to make it very easy for you, right? So if you wanted to stay at, a 1 CWR, it'll set up an allocation for that, or if you wanted to stay at 1.33, or if you wanted to stay at 1.5. However, once you start going up to 1.8, 2.5, and so on and so forth, you're going to have to hold onto basically one of these silver, gold, or platinum legacy NFTs in order to do that. So for most people, they're going to be at 1, 1.33, or 1.5. However, if you hold a silver, a gold, or a platinum, you have these other options as well. So let's just say you wanted to stay at 1.33. It'll have an allocation set up for you here. You just click on save, right? I'm not signed in, so it's not working right now. However, once you have that set up, you can click on allocate. When the rewards timer reaches 0 and your rewards that are available, it will show here, are there. Then you can go ahead and click on allocate, submit the transaction and all that stuff. And it will keep you at that ratio that you're trying to stay at, right? So when it comes to your net deposit value, this is really important because this is where the rewards throttling comes in. So basically, to receive 2% daily rewards on your principal balance, the account must have a positive net deposit value, okay? And your net deposit is your post-tax deposits plus direct/indirect referral rewards minus your post-tax withdrawals. So if the result is positive, you will receive 2% daily. If the result is negative, you will receive 1% daily. So in order to basically keep this net deposit value up, you're going to have to pay attention to how you withdraw, how you compound, and how you airdrop. And of course, you can read the white paper to get more of the details on that. And then the other really important thing is the CWR, okay? You see here on this meter, it has red and it has green. If you go below 0.75 and you start going into this red, that is very bad. That means you're going to start receiving 0.5% forever, okay? If we look at the CWR limits, we can see here that if your CWR lower limit is below or equal to 0.75, your daily reward will drop to 0.5% forever, and you won't be able to come back from that, okay? And if the CWR upper limit is 1.5 or up, right? Basically, unless you hold a legacy NFT, your CWR cannot exceed 1.5. That's the upper limit, right? If the upper limit exceeds, compounds are suspended until a withdrawal or an airdrop is performed. This MPP is basically your max payout progress. So this will show you the percentage until you're going to reach your max payout, right? And then down here, you can see all, your principal balance, your max payout, your paid out, all the different stats. You can also make your deposit into the vault here, right? And when you do that, you can also put in the referral address here and deposit into the vault, right? So if you want to join somebody's team, you just copy the address. Again, I'll have a link in the description. If you want to join my team on DD Mafia, you can paste that in. And when you make your deposit into the vault here, right? Because you're going to buy your Arkfi tokens on the swap. And then you're going to go ahead and go to the vault, and then you're going to go ahead and deposit those in here and use that referral address to make sure that you join the team. And once you deposit those in, you can go ahead and set up an auto allocation here. You can do an airdrop allocation percentage. They have this all set up for you. So really cool the way that this project works. It seems a little overwhelming when you see all these meters and stuff like that, but it is very simple. Once you just do your research and understand how it works, it's not that difficult. Next up, we have the syndicate tab. So when you click on this, the syndicate is basically your team. So if you do want to create a team in which they call a syndicate, then you're going to have to hold on to either a certain amount of foundation tokens, which are the bond tokens, or you're going to have to hold one of the legacy NFTs, depending on how many different levels you want to unlock on your syndicate, right? So that's all available there for anybody that's interested in that. And then there is the foundation. This is one of the other main ways that you can earn in the project. Basically, you can come in here, and if you want to unlock referral rewards, you can purchase a certain amount. I'm not going to go into all the details right now. You can read the white paper. I did do that in the first video that I did. But if you come here, you can buy what they call the bond token, right? Basically, if you buy that bond and you stake it, then you can start earning rewards from the project. It will show you your available rewards here. It shows you the price of the bond token, right? Which right now is sitting at $4.90. You can get referrals on this here too. It will show you your pool ownership, how much total bond is staked. Right now, there's 58,256 being staked. The total value of the bond being staked is 285,000, and this shows you the total rewards pool, which right now is sitting at 13,567. And you get these paid out, and you have the ability to compound these here, or you can also withdraw these bond tokens. And when you decide that you want to cash out, you just click on withdraw, and you can go ahead and sell that bond at the current bond price whenever you decide to do that. Next up, we have the legacy NFT, which is the third thing that you can earn in this project. By holding one of these legacy NFTs, there is basically a lot of different things these do, okay? So one, it can raise your CWR upper limit, right? So when we talked about how the upper limit had a threshold of like 1.75 or whatever it was, you couldn't enter higher than that unless you held one of these NFTs. Well, the silver NFT can raise you to 2.5, the gold one can raise you to 6, and the platinum can raise you to 13, okay? So these give you the option to raise that CWR upper limit, and you're able to basically compound more than someone that doesn't have one of these NFTs. So that gives you those. Also, it gives you DAO voting rights, right? Depending on which one you own, depends on how many votes you get. So for the silver, you get 1. For the gold, you get 4. For the platinum, you get 10. It also unlocks your referral rewards level. So if you own a silver one, you can unlock 3 of the different levels, the gold, 9 different levels, and the platinum, you unlock all 15. But you also earn from these projects every single day as well. You're earning off of the platform and even the future things that come in the future for this project. But they are pretty pricey, 1,000 BUSD for a silver, 4,000 for a gold, and 10,000 for a platinum. Of course, you do not have to get one of these. These are optional. But if you want to raise the CWR upper limit, if you want to unlock referral rewards on different levels, or you want to have DAO votes and things like that, then these are where you would do that, right? And this will show you your NFT rewards here. Whenever the distribution will be, this is the timer for that. And then you can claim from here if you decide to get one of those. You can get more details here by clicking on the white paper. You can look at the contracts, frequently asked questions, the chart, the calculator, the best practices for the project. So that's something important to click on as well. And you can see the audits. But things have been going very well here. I'm really excited about this project. It has been very stable in terms of the price. And this isn't with an LMS or anything like that. It's basically a stabilization mechanism that keeps the price stable, but it doesn't peg it to any price like we've seen with the LMS systems in the past. But things have been going very well, so I'm going to start covering this project more. But that is pretty much it. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any future updates. Also, leave a like and a comment on this video. It helps the channel out. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'm out.
Great video from the Dapper Don. Great style, love his music, very clear, concise, like I said before. Look forward to seeing some of his, upcoming content. He said he's going to cover ARK more regularly because he's had his light bulb moment. It's the only thing out there that is printing. So, yeah, great to see, new YouTubers popping up all the time covering ARK. and I might reach out to him, see if we can get him on the segment one time, introduce himself to the community. Any questions or comments about the video, about the style, about the channel?
Hey, Brad.
Hello.
I thought the information was great, but for a newer person, man, that went fast.
Yeah, there's all different YouTubers, Roger, have different styles and paces they go at. Finding a YouTuber that suits you is definitely the way to go. I don't think you've seen Summer's video, Fire Hustle. She certainly isn't a YouTuber that I would put yourself in contact with, because she speaks 100 mile an hour. She covers a lot of great information, and it's a great video. But for yourself, me knowing you, I would definitely put you with someone who is a bit more slow paced, not talking as quick. He was a little bit on the faster side as well.
What are you saying? Are you saying I'm slow, Brad? I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm joking.
But he definitely speaks at a fast pace for sure. You have to find the style of video that suits your personal situation, the learning point that you're at in your ARK journey, definitely. So that's why we try and show a variety of people, Roger, because some people would say, on the other side of the coin, oh, that person speaks too slowly. I want the information. I want it now. I want it quickly. So it's definitely horses for courses, and you need to find the correct method of learning.
I think in a month that would be perfect for me.
You've come really far in a short period of time, so you're getting there.
Thanks, bud. Ciao.
No problem. Anybody else?
I liked it. Very professional, and it's definitely a gem. And this is the second video, you said, Coach Brad?
Yeah, his first one, the only reason I didn't show the first one is because it's just not as relevant now. It's from 4 months ago. It's pre-sale, pre-launch, sorry. So that was just a much more relevant video, but I will be keeping, I'm subscribed to him. I'll be keeping a keen eye on that channel, as I do most channels. But, we're all human, and that is one that slipped under the radar. But, I'll be keeping an eye on that for sure, because, excuse me, I really liked that as well. That's the style that I like. I think that, I really liked his voice, and that might sound, silly, but you have to keep your audience engaged. Otherwise, people switch off in videos, and just something about his voice for me kept me really engaged. I liked the backdrop music. That would be somewhere that I would personally go for information due to the style, along with SK Crypto K, Crypto Fergie, Crypto Badgers, one of my favorites. So like I was saying to Roger, you have to find the YouTuber that suits you and your learning style. So for me personally, that was right up there.
Absolutely. All right, let's do the spin the wheel, and then go on to the DeFi sessions. But actually, before DeFi sessions, we'll release the beast that is the Spark.
Yes, sir.
Spark is looking great. Thank you, Mr. Missile Toad. On the count of 3, sir, let's let you find the lucky winner today. 3, 2, 1. Is it going to be the Vanilla Gorilla again? Oof. All right. RSH2627. Congratulations. You've won $50 worth of ARK. You'll be receiving that at the end of the month. We're on our final leg of the month here. Fantastic.
Oh,
and congratulations.
That's Raphael.
Go ahead, sir. Oh, that's Raphael. Is he here today? No, let me see.
It's not right now.
Well, he still got lucky.
He's got something to reveal for us.
He does. Well, then we got something to reveal for him too.
Exactly. Hopefully he comes on the end of the podcast.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Mistletoe. And that's 45 entries, if I can see that.
Yeah.
All right.
45 entries.
Okay.
We need more, though.
Yeah. Should be at least like 100. But all right. Look, the people that participated, thank you so much as well. This is great for the content creator, pushing their star up for the algorithms so that people can see this great content. So thank you. Thank you very much for that. All right, folks, we're going to do the Spark. Is there anybody that wants to call Sparky? Is it your turn today to win the Spark?
Here's Sparky.
Johnny Fawcett wants it.
I got a wallet right
here. Johnny Fawcett, do you have your wallets memorized? The last four?
Oh yeah, all three of them.
Let's go. That's the way to do it. I have to be searching through the syndicate. We like that. All right, let me see if we can get our screen up here effortlessly today. And hey, it worked perfect. Fantastic. Think you all can see that? All right, so let's get pumped up and get the second cold storage ready to fire like a missile right into nitro mode, folks. Here we go. right, let's see who the winner is going to be. The suspense builds. Thanks for your patience, folks. It's going a little slow, but we do see that it fired. We've got the Spark Prize pull at 0.17. You see that's 0.003 ARK. Sometimes it can take up to a minute for everything to resolve and show up here. And there it is. Tonight's lucky winner, their wallet ends in D279. And they've won 331.03 ARK. Their first time winner. Congratulations. Sheesh. Nitro mode, baby. Wow. Never gets boring. Never gets old. That is always a fun process here. I think that the funnest part for sure of the daily podcast. Mr. Z, how are you doing, sir? Do you have some amazing alpha again for us today? What's happening in the crypto streets? What's happening in the world?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you guys hear me just fine?
Absolutely, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah. So as we speak, Bitcoin is at a 28K range, and folks are waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day in the economic scale. We have 3 big events. They include the FOMC interest rate hikes. So we find out the federal fund rates tomorrow, and there's going to be a long press conference throughout the afternoon, and we predict
that's the FOMO indicator, Mr. Z. The FM.
FOMC.
What is it? That's the
FOMC.
FOMO indicator, right?
It is the FOMO indicator. It is.
Fantastic.
And,
okay, just clear.
So yeah, the prediction is that Jerome Powell will raise rates by 25 basis points, and I think right now the markets are prepping for a big short. I think with inflation going high as it is, we're going to see fund rates increase. We're going to see a big statement from him tomorrow. We may not see, we may see him, mitigating it in a different way and pausing it, especially after the bailouts on the banks. But yeah, everyone's speculating right now, but I think overall people think that it's going to be an increase. So I'm going to read a few quotes from this thing. So the article reads out, Powell likely to raise rates by 25 basis points against crypto markets. Hope for status quo. So yeah, the crypto market wants, and I think most of like fintech wants to see a situation where they pause the increase to interest rates and everything sort of calms down, especially after what's happened with the Silicon Valley Bank and the regional banks, and even in Europe we had the Credit Suisse issue. So David Brickwell, director of crypto sales at Crypto Liquidity Paradigm, had this to say. So he goes, the Fed needs to pause at a minimum or the banking issue escalates. I agree. I think right now everyone, including the banks, are suffering because of the hikes. And this is what Brian Rudick had to say about it. He goes, our best guess is that the Fed hike by 25 basis points, given continued elevated inflation. So yeah, overall, people believe that we are going to see an interest rate hike, and from there, like I think the markets will be volatile tomorrow. So if anyone's in a trade or looking to buy a token, do wait tomorrow out, because I think we are going to see a position where prices do dip. So currently, BTC's at 28K, BNB's at $338, and Ethereum's just at sort of the range of 1,790 to 1,800. So that's one part of the news tomorrow. A few other events took place today. The first thing was SushiSwap. So SushiSwap were subpoenaed today. As the article reads here, SushiSwap subpoenaed by SEC proposes legal defense fund to Sushi DAO. So people that are like part of the SushiSwap DAO had a vote to go through today, and the proposal was to put $1 million towards a legal defense to cover the potential legal costs. So this is what the proposal had to say. Sushi and head chief Jared Gray were recently served with an SEC subpoena. So they sort of gave the crowd a sort of consensus of we are cooperating with the SEC. So no one's hiding away from the subpoena. But yeah, the subpoena is the latest of many different enforcements that the SEC have put through in crypto. I mean, we saw the Kraken one recently, $30 million settlement, and we've seen them going after Terraform, Do Kwon for Luna, and yeah. So this is an interesting tweet that Eric Voorhees had to say. So he goes, "Sushi created a legal entity to reduce liability, and then the entity and an individual associated with it got subpoenaed. PSA, if there's an entity, it's not a DAO. Don't let lawyers talk you into incorporation unless you want to be a corporation." So yeah, the SEC will go for easy victories, and the easiest is to grab anyone on the US soil. So yeah, SushiSwap, Uniswap, FTX, Terraform, these were all US-based entities, and SushiSwap is the latest to be subpoenaed. So yeah, that's something that happened today, and we'll keep an update on that, because SushiSwap is a big part of Layer 2 and where Ethereum goes, and Polygon. So yeah, that's the news on SushiSwap. And then in great news here was that Magic Eden added Ordinal's Bitcoin NFTs to their exchange. So now you can go to Magic Eden and purchase these Ordinal NFTs. So yeah, Magic Eden launches Ordinal marketplace for Bitcoin NFTs. The top Solana NFT marketplace continues its multi-chain expansion with the addition of support for ordinal assets. Yeah, we've seen a lot of NFT marketplaces take the sort of route of interoperability. So you saw OpenSea sort of open up to Solana and I think AVAX, and now we have Magic Eden that's opening itself up to ordinals. So these Bitcoin NFTs. So let's see if we can get a quote. So Bitcoin NFTs have taken off over the last few months thanks to the launch of Ordinals, a protocol that lets people digitally imprint media and text on the original blockchain. Yeah, so we're going to see Ordinals be sold on Magic Eden, and this is what the co-founder had to say about it. So he goes, "The core marketplace functionality should feel really, really similar for users, and hopefully it gives people the perception that the Ordinals hurdle is not crazy. As long as I have a little bit of Bitcoin in my wallet, I can just get going, and it will feel the same as I'm trying to buy something on ETH." So yeah, Ordinals and a few different you can say good utilities have come out for Bitcoin in the last, you can say, 2 to 3 months. So we'll keep an update on this. I want to see some Bored Apes and some punks being sold on the Ordinal. So it will be pretty cool to see them on Magic Eden. So that's the good news on Magic Eden. Interoperability is a super good thing to do. And yeah, apart from that, we've had a bit of Arbitrum news. So Arbitrum, as we know, is going to be launched on the 23rd. So in a couple of days, we're going to see the Arbitrum token, and we've started to see some derivatives already being created for it. So ARB USDT is currently available on a few different exchanges, and it is trading for, I think, $1.30 to $1.50 range. So yeah, that's the news for today. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Z, what do you think will happen if instead of that 25, they drop a 50 on them?
That won't be good for anybody, really. Right now, the world is in a place of, you can say, hyperinflation in a bunch of the European sort and African countries. You go 50 basis points and basically the banks will need a bailout quicker than you think. It'll be tough.
I mean, so you want to postpone the inevitable. I mean, they've been going at the 50 rate for some time now, right?
Yeah. Some commentators say that they should just go with it and increase it and then and basically let this thing balance out. And then others feel that the Fed should pause it a little bit and give it time.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was going to tell you a comment on that. Atlas, I'm leaning towards they just go ahead and let what's to be go ahead and happen. It's like a Band-Aid. You either can rip it off or you can take it off slowly. They just need to go ahead and rip off the Band-Aid on the inflation and let it be so it can stabilize and get back to normal, because it's just a slow bleeding and it's just really affecting things in all different markets. So I think they should just go ahead and just let it happen.
Yeah, it's not like they have to go and get paper and ink to print more, right? You just add a couple more zeros, and it's that virtual printer, that virtual mint that we know so well about. And I mean, the trend with these type of things, if you study inflation, what these countries do is they start dropping a zero, to the end of the note. To make it seem like it's not $1 million for a candy bar. It's it's $1 again. Have you seen that, Z, when they've cut those zeros?
Yeah. Couple of zeros, yeah. I mean you can add more zeros. We've printed, I think, about 300 billion. Yeah, this article tells us so. It goes. The data showed that the Fed's balance sheet swelled by 300 billion in the last 7 days. That's crazy.
Oh man, the party's just getting started, man. I mean, I remember probably about 30 years ago, a little bit more, going to Italy, Milan. At the time I was living in New York, and I got an espresso coffee, right? And it was like 3.5 million lira. I was like, what? This thing costs 3.5 million? Like, they're like, well, let me tell you a story about inflation. What's happened here? So sometimes when it gets just to be ridiculous, right? And the paper is not even worth what it's printed on, then they start dropping. If you look at Venezuela and the Bolivar, what they did there, man, they were slashing zeros like discounts, right? Just to kind of psychologically let the people looking at something and how many trillion it costs you, to buy a car, right? Or billions. Let's bring it from the billions to the millions or the hundreds of thousands. So they slash the zeros. It's really kind of mind blowing when you do see it happen, and the people they're like, okay, I have to do less math, not so many zeros on a calculator. But the underlying fact of the inflation is still there, no matter how you cover it up and how you paint your money. I mean, what's the point of it all anyhow? It's a little picture with on some paper so that people can not have to kill each other to eat something, right? We call it fiat, so we can trade. But really interesting. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I know you're going to be up early trading the charts. I've been listening to a lot of the experts, and there's many sides to it. This is not a cookie cutter, easy solution. It's almost like the damage has already been done. It's just a matter of, how well can they just keep, inflating the bubble? And it's not that easy. Let's get this crypto. We're going to go ahead and conclude tonight's podcast, and we're going to stay for a little Q&A with our great community here after that. We want to thank everyone that came out today to the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Shout out to the Dapper Don, great video, a new YouTuber that we just ran into who's created content we didn't even know about. I mean, that's great when you got people talking about ARK that we don't even know about. It is, a positive sign. And I'm sure there's many other people like that. And I hope you, Coach Brad, are able to find more of these gems that are just hidden in the YouTube algorithms. We also want to thank tonight's contest winner, as well as the Spark Prize winner that's just gone into Nitro mode. Hope you enjoy it, first time winner. And we will be back tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. UTC. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, evening, morning, depending where you are. Take care.